Everyone. Welcome to today's edition of Community Spotlight. Today we have with us Misty Godlinski, who is representing the Fond du Lac Pride Alliance. So she's going to tell us about what's going on with Pride and how you can be involved. So, Misty, let us know. Take it away.
Hey, good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're viewing this. I am Misty Kidlinski. I am the founder and current board president of Fond du Lac Pride Alliance. We are a 501c3 nonprofit serving the greater Fond du Lac City and County area. And what we do is provide education, resource provision, and kind of positive visibility and outreach for the LGBTQIA and plus community and their close allies. We founded in 2018, and we've kind of been just chugging along ever since.
Great. And do you have anything special planned for Pride Month? I know this month is Pride Month, so.
Right, this month is Pride. Our organization focuses less on events and things like that. There is a Pride picnic coming up, and that was founded by Vicente Lizama Morales of Hair Lounge and is co-founded by Casey Feebig, who is a local photographer and author and does all kinds of amazing things. That's coming up at the end of the month. That's just a community-based picnic, potluck, there's events, there's live music that's taking place in Lakeside Park, and they're promoting that through their outlets. We would encourage folks who are looking for an event to attend, either because you're one of the alphabet folk, or you know someone who is, you have family members, friends, or you just want to come and be supportive. That's definitely open to you as a local thing. Some of the larger cities in Wisconsin, unfortunately, are still scaling back their in-person events just for a lot of logistical reasons. But I'm really proud to see that Fond du Lac is joining some of the smaller and mid-sized cities in hosting and having local pride events. That's something that's been kind of missing in general, but also something that is really important as we start to emerge from quarantines and some of the lockdown aspects of COVID-19. One thing that really hit the queer and trans community really hard was losing those sources of chosen family, affirming spaces, folks who are your allies, folks who you can really truly be yourself with and find that sense of community, because that's unfortunately not the reality sometimes for people at home or in their professional situations or with their families. So when everybody's got to sort of shelter in place, sometimes that adds a layer of difficulty, especially young people who are outside of their school settings or outside of being able to physically connect with their affirming social structures that they have built. That's been missing. Plus, we kind of get one day out of 1 month and one event that's specifically for us, and to lose out on that. I mean, we know this isn't our first pandemic. We know how important it is to prioritize safety over anything else, but it's still really hard not to have that thing that's specifically for you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the chosen family and people not being able to access that as much. I'm sure that that
Yeah.
must have had a big effect.
So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead. So what we try to focus on, in addition to, promoting and encouraging local events and things like that, our focus is on the education and on the outreach and those resource provisions. So what we're wanting to do um, in a time where folks are very Zoom fatigued and wanting to, get those in-person connections is look at how to do that in a both and situation. We want to try to resume what we were doing kind of pre-COVID. We did quite a bit of outreach and public education and seminars and continuing education with the local school systems, with the local college systems, with professional organizations and other businesses and HR departments, and even some affirming churches, to give them tools to be active allies, kind of educate them about some terms and concepts, but also to understand that there is more numerous and more plentiful of an LGBTQ community locally than is sometimes visible on the surface. We are here, we're among you, but sometimes folks don't feel comfortable being out, or they're not for any kind of personal reason. But that doesn't mean that we don't exist. So, as that's becoming more prevalent, as that's becoming safer and less fraught, to be out and be fully yourself, to create a space within your school, within your organization, your business, and within your community that people have kind of moved past what does the acronym mean, although we do cover that, with creating a culture, creating that welcoming and that inclusive culture of this isn't a novelty, this isn't viewed as a problem, this is viewed as an asset. And how do we bring folks to the table in a way that really makes them feel like they have a place and that they're encouraged to contribute, and that those contributions will be valued. So what we want to focus on is building back that presence that we lost during COVID, just for a lot of logistical reasons. I think a lot of places were kind of in survival mode, where they were really more focused on keeping their business afloat, keeping the organization afloat, and really providing what core services they could. And now we're kind of expanding back to, I don't want to say a pre-normal, because normal wasn't, really serving everybody, but kind of a post-COVID, what is our going forward? And it's good to me to see that there is still so much interest. I see so many local organizations, recognizing Pride Month. So I think that there's still a good momentum from last year and pre-COVID, and we want to focus on how to keep that going and how that they can take that willingness to acknowledge and recognize and put that into tangible action.
And so if we have any folks watching who, maybe work with the company or, want to bring that kind of training to their staff or their neighbors or what have you, how should they get a hold of you?
You can reach out to us. Our website is fdlpride.org. All of our contact information there is there, our phone number, our email address. The quickest way is probably info@fdlpride.org. We do have some prepared presentations about the acronym, about active allyship, about gender in the workplace and in the school system. We can tailor those to whatever organization or whatever specific need. We'll also create custom presentations, or just, a group chat. We can do a table talk. We can do a panel discussion. We can do an AMA Ask Me Anything. Really just let us know what your situation is, or what, needs might be present that maybe aren't being addressed, or what questions that you have that you'd like to answer in a way that doesn't put that one student or that one staff member, or, hey, I know a gay person, instead of making them being, like your in-house Wikipedia, because that's a burden that they may not have signed up to do.
Sure.
Nobody really likes to speak on behalf of an entire demographic, unless you sign up for that. We'll be glad to reach out to those organizations, or really, anyone in the community. Hey, set up a book club and you're reading, something, and if there's a theme, or if there's, a situation among your kids' friends, if there's, something going on in your peer group, not necessarily a problem, but just, if something comes up and you want more information, or those are the questions that you are afraid to ask, respectful questions, but maybe not knowing exactly how to, find out about them in real life practice, please reach out to us. We will either point you in the right direction on things that you can read and investigate on your own, or we'll answer a question over the phone, or we'll be happy to come out and have whatever conversation or whatever presentation or panel that you'd like that might meet your needs. We can have that conversation and create something that is suited to you. We've done it for the library.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Misty. Thank you for starting the Fond du Lac Pride Alliance, and for all that you do for the LGBTQIA plus and ally community.
Great. Thank you for inviting us in. And if anyone has any questions that I didn't answer and all that rambling, just let me know. Again, it's info@fdlpride.org, or just fdlpride.org is our website. We do have a social media presence, and our phone number is there as well. However you'd like to reach us, we are available.